This is a mysterious little girl. 50 years ago she wrote a strange string of words, seal it into the steel barrel and put it into the ground. 50 years later a professor of astrophysics gets this strange letter. He tries to crack a row of numbers. After several times, he realized that the date of the event and the number of people killed were accurately predicted. And there are also major tragedies many years ago. Time and death are recorded. Guided by these mysterious numbers, the professor managed to escape the plane crash. And then there were dangers in the subway derailment disaster. But whether he can escape from the final end of the world? In 1959, students draw pictures of life as they imagine it will be in 50 years. All of the children create visual works except for Lucinda Embry. Before she can write the final numbers, the teacher collects her drawings. The next day the teacher finds Lucinda in a utility closet engraving the remaining numbers into the door with her fingernails. In 2009, the current class opens the time capsule and distributes the drawings inside among the students. Lucinda's sheet is given to Caleb Kostler, the 9-year-old son of widowed MIT astrophysics professor John Kostler. John recognizes the date and number of victims of the September 11, 2001 disaster in New York and realizes that Lucinda's numbers contain numbers that perfectly predict the dates and death tolls of major catastrophes over the past 50 years. However, 3 of the reported events have yet to happen and one of the dates corresponds to the following day. He believes that tomorrow somewhere on Earth 81 people will die. But his colleague, Professor Phil Beckman, doesn't think so. He thinks that this code and disaster may be a coincidence. But John said that if Phil cracked 3 sets of code that haven't happened yet, they could save more people. John's car was stuck in the road when he went to pick up his son. John accidentally saw familiar coordinates on the dashboard, and looked at the mysterious code and found that this is one of the number that hasn't been cracked yet. Something ominous may happen soon. And sure enough, when walking up to the traffic police and John's present at a plane crash, there was a strong explosion after the plane hit the earth. The scene was very tragic. John comes back home to watch the news and 81 people were killed in the fire. He recognizes that Lucinda's sheet also contains the geographical coordinates of the events. At the same time, John found that a mysterious man approached his son and gave him a black stone. The man reappeared in the evening, then came to Caleb's room and slowly extended his finger to him. Everything was like sinking in flames. John ran upstairs at once and saw that man again, but then he disappeared. John inquired about Lucinda Embry, who wrote the mysterious code 50 years ago and knew that she passed away. Later he learned about the situation from the teacher at that time. That girl must be under the guidance of some kind of advanced creature to write these codes. John finds Lucinda Embry's daughter Diana Wayland and talk about the mysterious codes. After hearing that, she immediately left, but John tells Diana these codes can predict disaster and there will be another 170 deaths tomorrow. Maybe they can stop it. Diana thinks that John is as mad as her mother. She then leaves in a hurry with her daughter. Interpreting the following numbers, John knows a disaster will happen in New York, a subway train derailment. He immediately goes to the subway and has the police block it, but the police think he's dangerous. John ran to the subway again and a haunted man caught his attention. Or maybe this man is the one who sets off the bomb. They were chasing each other on the side of the subway, but in the end John knew that the other party was a disc seller. Opposite a high-speed running subway suddenly derailed. John, who noticed something was wrong, told everyone to run back immediately, but he fails to prevent it. After the disaster, 170 people died in a subway. All this is predicted by mysterious numbers. To prevent the last event, John tracks down Lucinda's daughter Diana and her granddaughter Abby. After some initial disbelief, Diana goes with John to Lucinda's childhood home. They got off the car and left the 2 children in the car. The wall of the room were full of reports of catastrophes. They find a copy of Mathos Marian's engraving of Ezekiel's chariot vision, in which a great sun is represented. They also discover that the final 2 digits of Lucinda's message are not numbers, but 2 reversed letter E's, matching the message left by Lucinda under her bed. Everyone else, Diana, tells John that her mother had always told her the date Diana would die. During this search, Caleb and Abby, who were left asleep in the car, have an encounter with the beings who are the source of the whispers. John all the way to the woods. The mysterious man didn't say anything. His mouth is full of light. When John opened his eyes, that man disappeared. The next day, Abby colors in a sun on the engraving, which gives John a revelation. He rushes to the MIT observatory, and learns that a massive solar flare with the potential to destroy all life will hit the Earth on the last date indicated by the message. It will happen on October 19th. John came home and packed his luggage, they found the bomb shelter and maybe they can avoid this catastrophe. John called his father and told him to hide underground, but his father has long been indifferent to life and death. If the end of all things has drawn close, he will prefer to be with his family. As Diana and Abby prepare to take refuge underground, John goes to the school. He finds the door on which Lucinda engraved the final numbers, and identifies them as coordinates of a place where he believes that salvation from the solar flare can be found. Disbelieving and hysterical, Diana loads both Caleb and Abby into her car and flees for the caves. At a gas station, the whispering beings steal her car with Caleb and Abby inside. Diana pursues them at speed but is killed in a traffic accident on the date her mother predicted. The beings take Caleb and Abby to Lucinda's mobile home where John encounters them shortly thereafter. The beings, who act as extraterrestrial angels, are leading children to safety on interstellar arcs. John is told he cannot go with them because he never heard the whispering, so he convinces Caleb to leave with Abby and 2 pet rabbits they found, and both are transported away by the beings. This farewell, they will never meet each other again, but their souls will always be together. Then the spacecraft slowly lifted off, leaving the Earth. The following morning, John drives through a chaotic Boston to his parents' house, where he reconciles with his estranged father. The solar flare then strikes, destroying the Earth's atmosphere and all life on the planet. Meanwhile, the Ark, along with others, deposits Caleb and Abby on another world resembling an earthly paradise and departs. The two run through a field towards a large white mysterious tree. The film is called Knowing. Thank you everyone for watching.